Hello and welcome to GT Sportsmate Manufacturers Championship, and it is the final race of the championship as well. We are here at Laguna Seca and things are looking very, very heated up between second and fifth. There's only a few points really separating. There's two great battles going on. Here with us tonight we have John, who has won the championship. Hello, John.
Hello.
And Josh, who has stolen second place from myself by 3 points coming into this race. So, hello, Josh.
Hello.
So, as we said, there's two really good battles going on. So, between second and third, Josh and myself, there's only 3 points between us. So, this race, it's coming down to the wire for second place. And fourth and fifth, 2 points separating them. There's Luke in the Porsche in fourth and Neil in the McLaren in fifth. But like I said, 2 points separating them. So two really good battles going to happen at this very last race. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all finishes. So last race of the championship, it's been a very, very good championship. I think all round, everyone has drove exceedingly well. John, what are your thoughts for the final race?
I really wanted to see how it ended up, considering that we had, like you said, two pairs of battles going on with two pairs of drivers, and just looking at the battling going on track, it could go anywhere, couldn't it? This moment. So I was looking forward to seeing how it finished off.
I couldn't agree more. Looking really good. I mean, we've got Luke and Neil, who we've said the fourth and fifth in the table at the minute, but on track, Neil maybe just losing out there to Josh. Is he? He's gonna claim that back. Yeah. So on track, second and third they're in. So these two really, really pushing themselves in this race. It's gonna be. I can't wait to see how this actually unfolds. Josh, so you're second by 3 points. You've got me hopefully climbing that ladder to pinch them points back. What were you thinking? The final race, Laguna Seca. I know you're not a massive fan of it. What were your thoughts?
Well, obviously, this is the first time in the entire championship that I've actually managed to be second place. I mean, for the entire championship at this point, I've been chasing you. I've done really well. I've had to give it everything I've got, really. And now I'm just focusing on making sure I stay ahead of you, basically. Really good battle between me and McLaren at the moment, and I know that McLaren needs to beat Luke. I'm sure he needs to get it by 2 positions at this point. So that means he needs a podium, which at this point he hasn't got. So I was kind of rooting for McLaren as well, because of how well he's been doing these past couple of races. But yeah, mostly just focusing and staying ahead of you, really. And coming into it, wasn't really expecting to win it, honestly, because I was really surprised winning it last time. From where I started, I knew from the start I wasn't going to win it. So just trying to keep my head cool, making sure I don't make any mistakes, really.
Yeah, I think that's possibly one thing everyone could agree on. Keeping the cool. It's so easy on this track to just push it that ever so little much and you're off, and it'll ruin your race. So I think everyone's in the same boat, just trying to keep it cool, keep the lines clean, avoid any unnecessary speed in the corners, just try and keep it nice and clean. As we can see, actually, the McLaren chasing down that Porsche, he's made a bit of a gap between himself and yourself there, Josh. And he looks like to really be looking to strike at this Porsche. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the drivers on tonight to discuss it. But I do know that they both enjoyed it, and they both really thought that they were going to have to drive the best, which I think, just looking at this replay, you can tell they absolutely are. Not even a smidge of an error at the minute from both drivers. So absolutely fantastic racing.
Yeah.
He's an interesting part though. The pit stops. Now, we obviously would have had to pit. You was never going to get around the track on one set of tyres. What were your plans with regard to pit stop? Because this is a long pit stop.
Well, I've absolutely hate this track, and the pit stop is one of the main reasons, really, for how long it actually takes to get into the pits in the first place, and then that dreading auto drive out of there at very slow speeds. It's just horrific, really. And
It does seem to take a long time to just get in and out, doesn't it?
Yeah. Now, last time I wasn't planning it, but I managed to get a no stop, and I didn't think I was going to be able to do it. I knew I wasn't going to be able to do it today after chasing down the McLaren. I knew
we see here now, sorry to interrupt, the McLaren in P1 at Laguna Seca for the final race. Sorry, that's just, I mean, I'm absolutely amazed the fact that he stayed out. Everyone else pitted at the same time. Maybe that was coincidental, maybe it was completely meant to be, but that McLaren really pushing and going into P1, I think it's just absolutely amazing to see the dedication he's got to doing a good stint on these tyres.
How much he's been pushing as well, trying to catch the Porsche.
Absolutely.
The point that he's still able to drive in those tyres is incredible.
Absolutely. It may be worth mentioning, as any of our viewers may have noticed, there are now only 4 cars on the track. That would be my car that has disappeared, the Dodge. Unfortunately, the night we did the final race was also the night my internet decided to play keep away and not want to play. So I was out of the final race. As gutting as that was, I just had to hope that Josh didn't come in too well. Obviously, I knew I couldn't catch Josh now. He was already ahead of points. So I couldn't catch you, Josh. But maybe, if glimmer of hope, if you came in 4th, that would be amazing. Wasn't expecting it though. So we're at what are we on now? The 7th lap. And it looks like it's going to heat up now. 3 cars around the first few sectors. Couple of cars, yourself and the Porsche on older tyres, and the McLaren just out on fresh tyres. Now, what are we thinking there, John? Are you thinking that the McLaren could catch on the fresh rubber? Because it looks like he might be.
Definitely caught him up across this lap, hasn't he? That gap's closed. On the fresh rubber, he could well go for a move, but this track's so difficult to overtake on, especially with the tyre wear. And if you just overcook it slightly, you damage your tyres, and then you're struggling to recover from that. So he's got an advantage in terms of the tyres, but he's got to be careful because he doesn't want to overcook it with a move that's going to cost him.
Absolutely, and like we said at the beginning, there's 2 points separating 5th and 4th in the championship, and here are the 2 drivers now, the Porsche and the McLaren. There's not much space between them. McLaren on fresh tyres. Will he just wait to pick his perfect moment, or do you reckon he'll try and bully the Porsche into an error? What do you think there, Josh?
I think over this championship we're seeing what type of driver my dad is, and he's very good at attacking, and I think it's because of how patient he can be. He knows the perfect moment to go for that overtake, and every time we see an overtake from the McLaren, it's been really, really good. And a bit of contact there, wasn't there?
There's a little bit of contact there. I think they got away with it. I don't think there was any penalties served. But it's definitely brought the McLaren into fight mode here coming onto the 9th lap. So here we go, round the last corner, coming onto the 9th lap. The Porsche just running a little bit wide, opening up the door for McLaren, who comes through into 3rd place. Now the question is, he's in 3rd, 2 laps to go. The Jag's in front. Now we know the Jag, very, very quick in a straight line. Not many straight lines on this track to really push the Jag. Now your tyres, maybe a lap older than the McLaren. What are you thinking here, Justin? You can see your dad in the McLaren hurtling down towards you as the Porsche unfortunately gets a little bit wide and goes into the gravel.
Yeah, well, for a while I've been watching the show almost, haven't I? I mean, it was a great battle between the Porsche and the McLaren, but now at this point I'm starting to notice that my dad is absolutely rapid down these corners, and a bit of a mistake there because I'm feeling the pressure at the moment now.
Yeah,
And
tyres won't help coming around that last bend.
yeah, and desperately won second place there, but I don't know. He was absolutely rapid, and I didn't want him to go for the inside, so I tried to cover him off, but there was nothing I could do at that point. And now he's overtook me. It's I was giving it my all at this point.
Giving it you all on worn tyres as well, so it's going to be interesting to see if you can pull this back.
My tyres at this point absolutely gone. This track is an absolute killer, and especially since I'm on super softs, which don't last long in this track. They're absolutely gone.
John, your thoughts? How do you think? Not how do you think? Sorry, what do you think of the performance so far by the McLaren?
I think absolutely heroic getting through the field there, but with the consistency and the controlled aggression. You know, waiting for the Porsche to make a mistake, and 2 came and he got through, and then closing the gap to the Jag, and then a mistake came, followed by a slight mistake coming onto the home straight, and it's got him the second place. So a brilliant, consistent drive to sort of bring his strategy to bring it onto a T. Really good result for him, and hats off to him for making that strategy work.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. His strategy and his actual racing technique was absolutely perfect for the last race. Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is our GT Sport Mate Championship. We hope you've enjoyed watching it as much as we've enjoyed racing in it. There will be another one, so stay tuned. We're going to be doing something slightly different, and we hope you like it. So, on behalf of myself and everybody here, thank you very much, and we will see you all